The Megaman series was a series oversaturated with games and then sort of died in the 2010s. The mainline games, aka the ones that are Megaman number, these games were really prevalent on the NES and then had two others. One on the SNES and then one on the original PlayStation. Then disappeared. 1996 was the last mainline entry until 2008, over 15 years later. With Mega Man 9, they went back to the NES games / 8-bit style. So then in the end, currently 72.73% of the 11 games were in the 8-bit style. Why start with Mega Man 9, not 1? Because I got Mega Man Legacy Collection, and the first two games didn't give me good first impressions. Also, spoilers for a game that came out over a decade ago and was re-released nearly 4 years ago. Also, I use the save feature to go back to a spot where you respawn anyway to have infinite lives. In this game, Dr. Wowie frames Mr. Light, the creator of Mega Man, and tricks the world that he needs money to get revenge robots. Mega Man says, "Screw you, Light is innocent," and goes to defeat Mr. Wily. Mega Man generally has 9, or 8 if it's Mega Man 1, Robot Masters, which you can find in any order. And once you beat one, you get their power. Like the first Robot Master, Galaxy Man, not the best example, but he gives you the black hole bomb laser gun thingy, where you summon black holes. When you start the game, you can only shoot out lemons and summon your pet Doggo Rush. There's two different versions. You start with the coil version in this game. The level is fine. It does really feel like a first level and has no big boss, unlike a lot of other Mega Man bosses / levels. The boss is run, shoot, and I don't know. It sort of just either jumps or shoots a black hole. It's long compared to other bosses because you don't have its weakness. And after you beat it, you give a black hole bomb, where you fire a useless projectile which you can control up and down, and when you press the attack button again, summons a black hole. Next is Jewel Man, who has a slightly more interesting level because of the jumps that you have to be sort of precise with. And this room was also notable for how sort of annoying it was. This level has a mid-boss, a boulder. That's it. The boss is Jewel Man. He summons Leaf Shield and runs and jumps when you do. With most bosses after the first, it's sort of just don't be stupid and win if you know the optimal order and their weaknesses. After you beat the man, you get Jewel's Satellite, where you can kill small enemies without it doing anything or disappearing. Next is Plug Man. The main thing about this level is that you can AFK and get extra resources to fill up weapon energy or get more health. And the return of the disappearing blocks. And this is also sort of crap. Let's go an E-Tank, which, once you collect it, is stored in the ability menu. You can also buy other E-Tanks and the other one-time use items in the store. Plugman is easy. Just wait until he stays still, and then spam the hell out of Jewel's Satellite. Being the level gives you Plug Ball that runs across the walls or goes straight down until it touches an object, ground, or floats off into the void. Next is Tornado Man, but no. So next in the food chain is Magma Man. The hardest boss because I didn't have the weakness, because I sort of needed Rush Jet because I'm bad. This level introduces thick lava lasers. Also this level I have a mini boss called a Random Dragon. Pen was annoying, so I ended up on 1 hit point when I defeated it. Fun. Then Mr. Flame Magma Man himself took ages. I finally figured out a strategy which you sort of mainly jump between these two platforms and fire, and after a while you sort of just win. You get Magna Bazooka. It's a 3-way shooting gun. I also got this thing which is helpful when using the lemon gun because it gives weapon energy instead of wasting it, gives it to whatever has the lowest amount. The mid-boss. Flowey the Flower. I hate this flower. It was painful. You have to fight it twice. One now and one later, but we'll get to that later. The closest thing to a strategy is just to hope for good RNG and fire from the platform opposite from it. After that pain is an easy boss. It only took me a few attempts. The mainly problem comes from the bees which jolt in you towards your direction and is shot in the threes. You get a homing bullet and Rush Jet, which is awesome. because Rush Jet's really good for Tornado Man stage for this room. So we use Rush Jet to... We use Rush Jet to get over this stupid pit. Besides the ice and sort of wind gimmick, it only applies when you jump. Also the fact that there's no mid-boss, so Tornado Man, he either sort of floats and shoots tornadoes, which make you jump higher, or stand and fire tornadoes. After you beat him, you get the screen nuke. Next is Splash Woman. Or if you like enemies which are just too tall to hit standing still, so you have to tap and fire very quickly. Insta death spikes out of nowhere. No mid-boss, but this screen slash section, it's painful. First you have this bubble segment, which isn't obvious at first, which goes really slowly, and if you fail, you go all the way back down to the bottom. This top part was infuriating, and was the only time I looked something up besides optimal order and weaknesses, because I just didn't know what to do, and then choose Rush Jet. I am dumb, I don't care. Then you get this floating block part, which made me think that the clip was from a Wily level, but no, that was a little annoying, but I guess it was fine. Also, I just sort of don't like this level. Feels like there are way too many gimmicks which aren't that fun at first, and is more infuriating than Splash Woman. Why is the boss so easy if you have a weakness? Anyway, you get piercing 2 or 3. I don't know. Finally is Concrete Man, Elephant. Concrete Man just stops and dashes, or shoots concrete, and dashes, or just dashes. Fun. It was probably the hardest Robot Master, which I actually had the weakness for, which I guess is good. Alright. Now for Wily Stages. For Wily Stages, it's like a gauntlet of levels, where you don't regain weapon energy after completing a level, but you do get a health refill at the end of each level for some reason. Anyway, the first thing which you could somehow not know about what to do is these propeller platforms, Tornado Blow, also these door people, which is a little annoying. There is an AFK room where you can use dual satellite to get weapon energy, which is epic. The next gimmick is concreting a lava laser. Then, these freaking things. They shoot the bombs till they reach the end, and then throw a secondary projectile directly at you. There's 4 of them, and the bombs are insta-death. I was just relieved when this boss was done. Didn't feel satisfactory, just felt like I won for some reason. Probably my least favorite boss in the game. At the start of the next level was fine, so just one somewhat precise room. Then the thing thrower again. Then this machine, arming rockets, and Shark. Next level is Twin Devil. There's a level which just wasn't that interesting / fine. Use Black Hole Bomb. Otherwise this fight will last ages. I thought maybe multi-hit with Black Hole Bomb, but it's just its weakness. It's essentially just a pattern you really need to learn, and then it gets sort of easy. Next level has a boss rush at the end of it. It's like a really short level. The levels just don't get that interesting after like Wily Stage number 1, maybe 2. They're all about the same. And surprisingly, Galaxy Man was one of the hardest ones. And Magma Man. Then Wily Machine number 9. First stage is eggs, which you have to hit back into Wowie's Robot George. And I also use 3 E-Tanks, 1 Mystery Tank, which fills weapon energy and health. Next is Stomp and Fire phase. Also he's weak to concrete in this phase. And the final stage is Dr. Wily's assist trophy from Smash. And then Megaman confronts the Robo Righty and says he defeats him again and again 9 times. It then is shown to a fake Dr. Light and then gets electrocuted, proven innocent. I don't know where the real Light is. Do they rescue him? I think, I don't know. You unlock some special things, but this was mainly focused on the main game, so bye.